Hello everyone, it's Annie, and today I'm here with my most anticipated releases for April, May, and June. So I have 12 books on this list that I'm really excited to talk about, and I'm going to start with April. There are quite a few April releases here. So the first one comes out April 5th, and it is called This Rebel Heart by Catherine Locke. It is a YA historical fiction set in 1956 Hungarian Revolution in post-World War II communist Budapest. That's already definitely something that I would be interested in reading, but I don't even see that many YA historical fiction books out there, and this is sapphic, I'm pretty sure, so I'm very excited about it. So in the middle of Budapest, there is a river. Chilla knows the river is magic. During World War II, the river kept her family safe when they needed it most, safe from the Holocaust. But that was before the communists seized power, before her parents were murdered by the Soviet police, before Chilla knew things about her father's legacy that she wishes she could forget. Now she keeps her head down, planning her escape from this country that has never loved her the way she loves it. But her carefully laid plans fall to pieces when her parents are unexpectedly publicly exonerated. As the protests in other countries spur talk of a larger revolution in Hungary, Chilla must decide if she believes in the promise and magic of her deeply flawed country enough to risk her life to help save it. So this sounds like just something incredible. I actually have it on NetGalley, so I'm very excited about it. I don't know exactly how the sapphic plays into it, but I have heard really, really great things about it from people who have already read it, so I'm very excited about it, and this cover is just stunning, and I love it. The next 4 books all come out on April 19th, so that is a very big date for publishing, apparently. The next book is I Am the Ghost in Your House by Maria Ramasco Moore. This is also sapphic. Most of these books on this list are, actually. Pi is the ghost in your house. She is not dead. She is invisible. The way she looks changes depending on what is behind her. A girl of glass, a girl who is a window. If she stands in front of floral wallpaper, she is full of roses. For Pi's entire life, it's been her and her mother, just the two of them traveling across America. They've slept in trains, in mattress stores, and on the bare ground. They've probably slept in your house, but Pi is lonely. And now at 17, her mother has given her a gift, the choice of the next city they will go to. And Pi knows exactly where she wants to go. Pittsburgh, where she fell in love with a girl who has plans to find her once again. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I have heard mixed things about this, but I'm still really excited about it. The cover was what drew me to it in the first place. I mean, it's just so creepy and amazing looking. I am really excited about this. It sounds kind of horror thriller, but it sounds like it could be really sweet because of the little romance in there, so I am really hoping that it's good. And then we have Spear by Nicola Griffith. I have read Nicola Griffith's monster of a novel, Hild, which is also sapphic, and it was really good, and I recommend it. This is not a monster of a novel. It is a Tor novella, under 200 pages, so I'm really excited about that because I tend to really like Tor novellas, and the cover is gorgeous. This sounds amazing. It just sounds like everything I could ever want, so let me read this to you. The girl knows she has a destiny before she even knows her name. She grows up in the wild in a cave with her mother, but visions of a faraway lake come to her on the spring breeze, and when she hears a traveler speak of Artos, king of Caerleon, she knows that her future lies at his court. And so, brimming with magic and eager to test her strength, she breaks her covenant with her mother and, with a broken hunting spear and mended armor, rides on a bony gelding to Caerleon. On her adventures, she will mate great knights and steal the hearts of beautiful women. She will fight warriors and sorcerers, and she will find her love, and the lake, and her fate. That sounds amazing. I mean, I believe it is a retelling of Arthurian myth and legend, so that's exciting. We can always use more of that. And I'm just so excited to finally read something else by Nicola Griffith because Hild was so good, but I don't think she's written anything else after Hild besides this, so I'm very, very excited to see how this is. So I am really, really excited for this next book, which is Sophie and the Bone Song by Adrienne Tooley. I know Adrienne Tooley has written another really popular sapphic book called Sweet and Bitter Magic, but I have not read that, so I can't really speak to it. But this is described as a female rivals to lovers with music, magic, daughters subverting the expectations of their fathers, and a deconstruction of the idea that one must suffer for their art. So that is very exciting. This cover is amazing and I love it. I just love the feel of this. It is a queer standalone fantasy about a young musician who sets out to expose her rival for illegal use of magic, only to discover that the deception goes deeper than she could have imagined. Music runs in Sophie's blood. Her father is in music, one of only 5 musicians in the country licensed to compose and perform original songs. Interesting. In the kingdom of Ale, where winter is endless and magic is accessible to all, there are strict anti-magic laws ensuring music remains the last untouched art. Sophie has spent her entire life training to inherit her father's title, but on the day of the audition, she is presented with unexpected competition in the form of Lara, a girl who has never before played the lute. Yet somehow, to Sophie's horror, she puts on a performance that thoroughly enchants the judges, almost like magic. Interesting. Okay, the next part seems like spoilers, so I'm not gonna spoil myself. So Sophie and Lara, interesting music-based magic system. Sounds really creative and cute, and I really like the sound of it. So the last book for April is Queen of the Tiles by Hannah Alcoff. I've read The Weight of Our Skies, and Hannah Alcoff is just an amazing writer of young adult fiction. This is a YA mystery thriller contemporary about competitive Scrabble. It sounds like something I've never read before, and it just sounds super captivating, so let me read you this. When Najwa Bakri walks into her first Scrabble competition since her best friend's death, it's with the intention to heal and move on. Perhaps it wasn't the best idea to choose the same competition where said best friend, Trina, died. It might be, even though Najwa's trying to change, she's not ready to give up Trina just yet. But the same can't be said for all the other competitors. With Trina, the Scrabble queen herself, gone, the throne is empty and her friends are eager to be the next reigning champion. All's fair in love and Scrabble, but all bets are off when Trina's formerly inactive Instagram starts posting again, with cryptic messages suggesting that maybe Trina's death wasn't as straightforward as everyone thought. This sounds like such a creative concept, and it just sounds like it's going to be super fun, and I already know that Hannah Alcoff is a great author, so I'm just super excited for this to come out. And then for May 10th, we have probably the book that I am the most excited about out of all of them in this video. It is Under Fortunate Stars by Wren Hutchings. So this is a space opera and it just sounds so wonderful. So let me read this to you. Fleeing the final days of the generations-long war with the alien Felon, smuggler Jareth Keevan's freighter, the Jonah, breaks down in a strange rift in deep space with little chance of rescue, until they encountered the research vessel Galleon, which claims to be from 152 years in the future. The Galleon's chief engineer Uma Ozaka has always been fascinated with the past, especially the tale of the Fortunate Five, who ended the war with the Felon. When the Galleon rescues a run-down junk freighter, Ozaka is shocked to recognize the Five's legendary ship and the Five's famed leader, Eldrick Lisongrosky, among the crew. But nothing else about Lisongrosky and his crewmates seem to match up with the historical record. With their ships running out of power in the rift, more than the lives of both crews may be at stake. This just sounds so amazing. I need this. I pre-ordered it, and the author is also running a pre-order campaign, so definitely check them out on Twitter. Their Twitter is Void Cricket. I'll have it linked down below. It is just, I need it. So the next two books come out on May 17th. The first one is The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School, which I was rejected for an ARC, so I'm kind of sad about that, but I am excited for it to come out so I can read it. This follows 17-year-old Yamilet Flores, who prefers drawing attention to her killer eyeliner, not for being the new kid at a mostly white, very rich Catholic school. But at least here, no one knows she's gay, and Yami intends to keep it that way. After being outed by her crush and ex-best friend, she could use the fresh start. At Slayton Catholic, Yami has new priorities. Make her mom proud, keep her brother out of trouble, and most importantly, don't fall in love. Greatly, she's never been great at any of those things, but that's a problem for future Yami. The thing is, it's hard to fake being straight when Bo, the only openly queer girl at school, is so annoyingly perfect. Interesting. Okay, so this sounds like it is a contemporary romance, so it's like not my exact jam, but it just sounds so good, and the people who have already read it seem to really enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Now for something a little bit different. This is an adult historical fiction. It is called We Measure the Earth with Our Bodies. This sounds like it's going to be amazing. It says it's for readers of Pachinko, so I like Pachinko. I think almost everybody did, so this is probably going to be a pretty big release. It follows the China's invasion of Tibet in 1959. Lamo and her younger sister Tenki, also I'm really sorry if I mispronounced their names, survived the dangerous journey across the Himalayas into exile, but their parents did not. Now Lamo, haunted by the loss of her homeland and the memory of her mother, a village oracle, is trying to rebuild a life amid a shattered community. She finds hope in the arrival of a young man whose uncle brings with him an ancient statue of a nameless saint, a statue last seen in their village and known for vanishing and reappearing in times of need. Decades later, the sisters are separated, and Tenki is living with Lamo's daughter Dolma in Toronto. When Tenki works as a cleaner and struggles with traumatic memories, Dolma is vying for a place as a scholar of Tibet studies. But when Dolma comes across the statue of the nameless saint in a collector's vault, she decides to reclaim it for her family and community, even if it means risking her dreams. This sounds amazing. Yeah, I don't know what I can possibly add to that. That speaks for itself, and it sounds like it's going to be so good. The next book is Primal Animals. It comes out May 24th. First of all, this cover is gorgeous. It's by Julia Lynn Rubin, and this I've seen compared to Sawkill Girls and Lord of the Flies, so we'll see. I have heard some mixed things, but I'm still really looking forward to it. Arlie Gold is anxious about spending the summer at a college prep, Camp Rockaway, the same camp her mother attended years ago, which her mother insists will give Arlie a fresh start. Little does Arlie know that once she steps foot on the manicured grounds, this will prove to be true in horrifying ways. Even though the girls in her cabin are awesome and she's developing a crush on the girl who sleeps in the bunk above her, the other campers seem to be wary of Arlie, unwilling to talk or be near her. So, when she's tapped to join a strange secret society, okay, I like secret societies, Arlie thinks this will be her shot at fitting in until her new sisters ask her to do the unthinkable, putting her life in danger. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I heard some mixed reviews from people who have gotten advanced copies of this, but it sounds intriguing and it's sapphic. Sapphic horror is something I really like, so I'm probably definitely gonna try this out. The next book is Flip the Script by Lila Lee, which comes out May 31st. I've actually already pre-ordered this. I am so excited for this. I don't normally pre-order books, but this just sounds amazing. The first rule of watching K-dramas: never fall in love with the second lead. As an avid watcher of K-dramas, Hana knows all the tropes to avoid, and when she finally lands a starring role in a buzzy new drama, she can totally handle her fake co-star boyfriend who might be falling in love with her. After all, she promised the producers a contract romance, and that's all they're going to get. But when showrunners bring on a new girl to challenge Hannah's role as main love interest, can she fight for her position on the show while falling for her on-screen rival? Yeah. Rivals to Lovers, K-drama, I've heard that it's just so cute from people who have already read it. The cover looks adorable. I know that Lila Lee has already written something called I'll Be the One, I think. I have not read that, but if this is as good as I think it's going to be, I'll probably definitely check out her other books as well. Now we're going into June. There are 3 books in June. The first one comes out June 15th, and it's called Song of Silver and Gold by Melissa Caribbean. I've actually been following this author on Twitter for a while, so I've been kind of seeing her journey towards publication, and it's really exciting. This is a sapphic retelling of The Little Mermaid, and it has sapphic pirates, which is, I know, something that is very popular. Yeah, so it's a retelling of the fairy tale that everyone knows and loves, and it just sounds like it's going to be amazing. The cover is gorgeous, and it seems like it's going to be kind of dark as well, like a dark fantasy, I'm hoping. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is good. I don't really have a ton of information about it, but I know I'm definitely going to read it, so I had to include it on this list. The next book comes out June 16th, and it is a book translated from Japanese. You know, I had to include a translated book on this list. This is called Fish Swimming in Dappled Sunlight by Riku Onda. I know she also wrote a quite popular book called The Aosawa Murders, but I have not read that. This is another thriller, and it is set in a Tokyo apartment over the course of one night. Aki and Hiro spend one night together before going their separate ways. Each determines the other to be a murderer and wants to extract a confession before the night is over. Who has been killed and why? Which one is the killer? In an intense battle of wills over the course of a night, the true nature of the pair's relationship and the chain of events leading up to this night are gradually revealed in this gripping psychological thriller that keeps the reader in suspense to the very end. Interesting. I really like Japanese thrillers and especially psychological crime thrillers, so this is kind of giving me Confessions vibes a little bit, and also the cover is gorgeous. I just love the design of this, so I am really very much looking forward to reading this. And the last book of this video is The Final Strife by Sara El Arifi, and it comes out June 23rd. This is the first book of a visionary African and Arabian-inspired fantasy trilogy. 3 women band together against a cruel empire that divides people by blood. Red is the blood of the elite, of magic, of control. Blue is the blood of the poor, of workers, of the resistance. Clear is the blood of the slaves. Interesting. Scylla dreams of days growing up in the resistance, being told she would spark a revolution that would free the empire from the red-blooded ruling class's tyranny. That spark was extinguished the day she watched her family murdered before her eyes. Honor has been told she's nothing, no one, a disappointment by the only person who matters, her mother, the most powerful ruler in the empire. Hassa moves through the world unseen by upper classes, so she knows what it means to be invisible. But invisibility has its uses. It can hide the most dangerous of secrets, secrets that can reignite a revolution. As the Empire begins a set of trials of combat and skill designed to find its new leaders, the stage is set for blood to flow, power to shift, and cities to burn. Yeah, this sounds very much epic fantasy. This is sapphic. And I really like the cover. The UK version is also really pretty. I don't know how much this is going to be my cup of tea because it kind of sounds like Red Rising a little bit. I don't know, just separating society with colors and stuff. And I really didn't like Red Rising. But we'll see. This is sapphic, so that's already promising, and being African and Arabian inspired is also something that we don't see that much of, so I'm definitely going to give this a try. Okay, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with my July, August, and September anticipated releases sometime in June, so look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and tell me what your most anticipated release for these next 3 months is in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye!